Hey everybody. I just finished another book in the Goosebumps series 2000 series. This is Ghost in the Mirror, the very last book in the series 2000 book series. I read this probably about 10 or 11 years ago. For those of you who don't know, I'm actually going through and rereading a lot of books that I read as a kid and trying to see how they hold up well as an adult. I actually read this one as an adult because 10 or 11 years ago I'd be like 22 or so. I'm 32 now, so yeah. The story itself follows this kid named Jason. His older sister is always making fun of him because he's scared of everything. Yeah. He has this little bedroom and it's very small. His parents are kind of poor. His dad just lost his job and he's trying to get another one, so they can't really afford new furniture. Um, One day his dad comes home with this mirror and antique dresser that he got really cheap, and they move it to his room. Before this, he had this dresser that has like clothes all over it, and he just didn't have a lot of room. Yeah. When he gets there, he notices there's a note that falls down from either the dresser or the mirror, and he sees that it says something like "Beware, this brings doom" or something like that. He automatically assumes it's his sister, Claudia, and she denies it, of course. One day, his friend named Fred, he is in his room. They're looking at the mirror, and he says he sees something, and it kind of freaks him out, so he ends up just leaving. I think it's like the next day or so, his dog starts barking, going crazy, and he hears like a yip, like what a dog, little dog noise, and he goes to investigate, and his dog like literally just jumps on him and attacks him, just starts biting on him, snarling, and it's some kind of small dog, so it really doesn't, make any sense. So his parents lock the dog in the garage, say, we're gonna carry him to the vet, find out what's going on with him. Why is he so crazy? He goes to investigate his friend Fred. He finds out that he just kind of left. He comes back over again, I think, and then this time he like disappears for good, and you can't find him. They go, and he's at school one day, or after school, and they go to play a game of soccer, and he sees Fred. And Fred is usually this like clumsy guy that just runs into stuff, trips over his own feet, different things like that. Not an athlete. In fact, when we're playing video games, he's not even good at video games. He's just, kind of there. So they go to play soccer, and this guy annihilates everybody. And um, Jason makes the comment. He's like, "Dude, you're possessed out there. Crazy. You beat everybody." And he goes ballistic and starts beating up Jason. So Jason doesn't know what's going on. Like, why is this um, his dog and this kid just randomly attacking him? So he goes home, and in one of the creepier scenes, he's in bed, and the mirror starts turning black. It doesn't reflect um, light or anything like that, but he sees this like smoky, shadowy thing, and he sees himself, um, Buzzy, and Buzzy's his dog. I don't think I mentioned that yet. Buzzy and Fred all in the mirror, which is really freaky, really creepy moment. It gets creepier because Fred, his mirror self, invites him to go inside the mirror, and he goes inside the mirror, and it's really cool. I think that should have been explored a little bit more. But Fred isn't all Mirror Fred isn't all what he seems. Something happens, and I'm not gonna say what, but it has to do with tongues going inside out and crab hands. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say much more. It's insane. Very cool, very awesome. Yeah, he escapes. He ends up going outside, and he sees that his dog like tore through the garage and is like on the loose, I guess. And then in one of the more insane scenes, he sees Fred again, but Fred is literally lifting a car over his head with people in it and about to throw it. Which, when I read this, I thought it was going to be like a dream sequence towards the end, but no, it's not. Um, and yeah, that's basically the gist of Ghost in the Mirror. I'm not going to really say much more. Yeah, the first half of the story I think was just kind of okay. Nothing crazy. It was decently paced, I guess. A little slower than usual for me. But yeah, it's mostly like a possession storyline. I mean, that's not really a spoiler. Something's happening with these characters. They're getting turned into stuff. The second half is where this book shines, in my opinion. What's inside the mirror is actually really, really cool, really creative, and I had a lot of fun with it. And there's actually a lot of gore on the inside. There's like eyeball ripping, and again, something turning inside out. I don't even know if I mentioned that yet or not, but but yeah, Ghost in the Mirror, it gets pretty crazy. Um, Not one of my favorite Series 2000 rereads, but the second half, if the whole book would have been about like the second half, it would have been made up. I mean, I was honestly going more the route of 3 out of 5 stars for this when I was reading it, but second half definitely won me over. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I thought Ghost in the Mirror was very exceptional, um, very fun towards the end, very entertaining, very creepy. Like I said, the scenes with the mirror when the kid is just like in his room are written very good and actually pretty scary. And some of the gore, there's like eyeball ripping, um, and stuff like that. The whole car scene where the kid picks up a car over his head is very cool. Yeah, it takes a little bit to get there, but really fun. Yeah, Ghost in the Mirror, I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I think that's it. I don't think there's much more really to talk about here, but yeah, I do wish that the mirror world got a little bit more invested, more involved. Yeah, I feel like there's other Goosebump books with mirror themes that are a lot better written. But yeah, 4 out of 5 stars for me, guys. Please let me know in the comments below. What did you think about Ghost in the Mirror? Is it one of your favorite books? I can't wait to read more of these Series 2000 books, or reread them. Yeah. That's it for me, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.